Hey, what's up, guys? What is going on? Hope everybody's doing well today. 2-0 Manchester United versus Aston Villa in the game which Aston Villa had everything to be able to qualify for Champions League and did absolutely nothing. It was amazing. Amazing from Aston Villa how they didn't do absolutely nothing in this game. I know they were missing Tielemans that later came in. Rashford couldn't play. But still, like, there was not, maybe towards the end, Ollie Watkins, the offside goal. But even if it was allowed, he was going nowhere with that. He was taking it all the way to the sideline. Nothing. And surprisingly, Manchester United played a really good game. Manchester United had a really good game, so good that if this was the first game of the league, of the season, I think most people would have thought like Manchester United is going all the way. They're going to win the Premier League. They're going to win the Champions League. Well, they weren't playing the Champions League. They're going to qualify. Definitely, they're going to qualify for Champions League. Manchester United played really, really well. I really enjoyed Manchester United's performance, and it's surprising because a Manchester United that finished playing one of the worst that I've seen, that most of us I think have seen, finals of any tournament. They come into this game maybe with the motivation, maybe with that inspiration, and they end up, I don't know how many chances they created. I don't know how many times that ball hit the post. With Dallo, who else ended up hitting the post? Ericsson ended up hitting the post. Mason Mount, I think, ended up hitting the post. And so many opportunities. Casemiro as well, I think, ended up hitting the post. And just the many opportunities, many chances that they ended up creating. I was astounded. 53rd place Manchester United ended up just creating so many chances. It's surprising that they just won 2-0. And yet 6th place Aston Villa didn't do anything. And Everton is doing you a favor on the other side over there, beating Newcastle United. What is going on? And the face of Unai Emery at the end, just complete distraught, left, I mean, aghast, just staring into the distance. I mean, I also think he couldn't believe the call against Rodgers, which that was a horrendous call. That was such a BS call. Most of the times in those kind of plays, I always think like, yeah, what's the forward doing trying to kick the ball out of the keeper's hands? You know, especially when the keeper, 10 out of 10, the keeper's going to get that ball, or he's got that ball. So what is the forward trying to do? Just poke it or trying to kick it? Like, what is he trying to do? But I swear to you, before anything happens, you could already tell he didn't have the keeper didn't have the ball. He never had the ball. I mean, he kind of gingerly touched it, but he didn't secure it. And it was so weird him doing that. I'm not even talking about the replay. I'm talking about live, where you might not get the correct call right away. You see him kind of just tentatively touch the ball, but he's not completely grabbing the ball. I don't know why he didn't do that. Was he thinking that Maguire didn't head the ball, that he ended up kicking it to him, so he wasn't sure? It seemed like he wasn't sure of himself that he should grab the ball, because maybe the foul was going to go against him. I don't know why he did that, but the ball was never under his full control, ever. That was such a bad call. That was such a bad call. That needs to be investigated, and I'm sure it's going to be investigated, or maybe not. Maybe not. Being the last game of the season, nobody's going to care. But that should have been, and maybe that would have turned things around. I don't know. I mean, you never know. It could have turned things around, and then Aston Villa would have been a different team altogether. Who knows? Who knows? But that was a horrendous call. And then, unfortunately for Aston Villa, the very evident penalty from Maatsen, who did not have a good game. Besides that penalty, I think he made another mistake in the first half where he gave away the ball. But that play, it was an accident. I don't blame him so much, but that was a clear penalty. That was a clear penalty. And it was really good from everybody giving Ericsson the penalty so he could score, who actually had a really good substitution. Almost scored a free kick, ends up hitting the post and having a clear chance to be able to score. But again, I'm shocked that Aston Villa couldn't create anything, and very surprised that Manchester United ended up playing a really good game. I'm surprised. So I'm gonna leave it there. Really good game for Manchester United. Very surprised in the way they ended up playing. And Aston Villa, I mean, see you next year in the Europa. At least you have the Europa. Manchester United have nothing. Oh, and Cunha. I just heard that they signed Cunha for Manchester United. I never really paid attention to Cunha when playing for Wolves. I know there's a lot of talk, or maybe even hype about this guy. When I've seen Cunha play for Brazil, it never really convinced me. The 2 times that I've seen him play with Brazil, I never really saw anything that would make me think, damn, that is a really good sign. But maybe it is. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.